Congratulations, Zohran. Yes, yes, the first Muslim mayor of New York City, and it's about fucking time. Thank you. I just love this off-year blue wave that we knew was going to happen because we know we're the majority. 63% of Americans disapprove of what Trump is doing right now. Only 20% approve. This is incredible, but we knew this. It seems like there are more of them than there are because of all the bot accounts and all the just the asshole people that are probably unemployed on food stamps. The Republicans that don't have anything to do all day except try to troll pro-democracy voices online. I know that a lot of people were starting to feel defeated. This should give you hope. Now, not only does Zohran dominate in the New York mayoral race, but Abigail Spanberger won in Virginia, Mikey Sherrill won in New Jersey, and Prop 50 in California passed. So Fox News is trying to cope so hard. I mean, the accusations of socialism are flying. Oh my God, the Democrats, what? They're just going to embrace socialism now? It will be their downfall. It will be their ruin. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with a little bit of democratic socialism. For instance, in August of 2025, the Trump administration announced a deal in which the U.S. government acquired a 9.9 equity stake in Intel Corporation, making the government one of the largest shareholders. This was done by converting approximately $8.9 billion in previously awarded but unpaid grants under the CHIPS Act, which is a Biden administration legislation because he actually knew how to pass legislation. The government purchased the shares at a discounted price. Westinghouse also in October, they did the same thing with Westinghouse. They announced a plan to commit over $80 billion to buy nuclear reactors from Westinghouse, a deal that would also entitle the federal government to a 20% equity stake in Westinghouse's future returns above a certain threshold. So these actions, along with a golden share in U.S. Steel and a 15% revenue commission on NVIDIA's chip sales to China, have drawn significant criticism from free market advocates, including some conservative economists and Republicans. And the core debate here is over the definition of socialism and the appropriate role of government intervention in the private sector. Direct government ownership of private companies, especially those not facing immediate failure, unlike the 2008 auto bailouts, is an unprecedented form of industrial policy and state intervention that blurs the lines between public and private sectors, which is a characteristic sometimes associated with socialist and state capitalist economic models. Of course, they say, well, it's a great deals for America, aimed at strengthening national security and ensuring domestic production of critical goods like semiconductors and nuclear reactors and getting return for taxpayers on the federal investments. Now, they're framing it as like a form of sovereign wealth fund strategy rather than a socialist takeover. But these equity stakes in private corporations like Intel, Westinghouse, these interventions are a form of socialism or state capitalism. So it's just a double standard. And if they want to do some things like this as form of socialism and then invest the money that they make from these private corporations into the American people, into social programs, the SNAP program, into programs like Medicaid and Social Security, free school lunches for kids, right? Universal health care. Thank you. That's what we all want now. We've wanted it for a long time. We just knew that we couldn't get it. Now we see from this administration that we don't have to move in incremental little baby steps anymore. We too can go in, cancel everything the prior administration did, and then break shit to get shit done for us. Now we know we can do that. Thank you, Donald Trump, for that. Thank you so much for that. I believe there is big change coming to this country, and not the change that we've been afraid is happening, not this change that they're trying to force so badly to happen. This terror state of masked Gestapo in the streets, kidnapping people out of their cars, no identification, no warrants, no fucking nothing. That's not America. You thought you were going to take your country back. Your country never went anywhere, you assholes. You just don't like to be shamed by your racism. I think that's just about all it is. I got to go get another video. I got to go do another video training on sensitivity. They hated that shit. So they don't like being shamed about their open racism. They like to be able to call people the N-word and raise a bunch of money off of it. Because they're racist pigs. That's still the 20% of our population. We're going to redo that to 20% that actually approve of what is happening in this country right now. That's according to the CNN poll that dropped last night. 63% of the American people disapprove of what this asshole is doing to this country. And now he's also practicing in socialism. So when people talk about Zohran Mamdani being socialist, it's a democratic socialist. He calls himself that. You don't have to throw it like it's an accusation. He says he's a democratic socialist. He believes in socialized medicine, healthcare for all. Taking the money that we make, our revenue, and investing it back in the American people, which is what we should have been doing all along. Thank you, guys. The cope coming from Fox News and all the rest of the Republicans today is delicious. Now let's get Adelita Grijalva sworn the fuck in so we can get those Epstein files, as redacted as they may be, still released because it's important for the victims. Thank you. And also, according to Virginia Giuffre's book, Nobody's Girl, she has told the FBI all the names of the people that she was trafficked to, all the names of the powerful men she was trafficked to. She's given the FBI those names. She said so in her book. They have all the fucking names. So, let's concentrate on that once more. Release those fucking Epstein files. Fucking pedophile protectors and apologists. Disgusting.